she suffered, the pain and anguish of our grandparents, the treachery of our father and those who enabled him, the unraveling of their subterfuge, and, finally, the lasting effect on my sister, my brother Douglas, and me. While this is Carol Blackstock's story, it's ours too. I was 8 years old when our mother died, the oldest of her 3 children. Though I remember her clearly, telling her story means portraying her and our father as they were before I was born, and when I was too young to retain more than blurry fragments of memory. Fortunately, I've been able to turn to relatives and family friends for knowledge of our parents' childhoods, brief courtship, and early married life. Many letters that they wrote to each other and their families have survived. Letters and photographs have the power to bring our parents alive as they were in the 1950s, and I use both to tell the story. Other documents that have come into my possession, official correspondence, diplomatic cables, medical records, journals, have been invaluable in untangling and substantiating the web of events around our mother's death. Our mother was a more prolific correspondent than our father, especially during her last year of life, when our family was living on diplomatic posting in Buenos Aires. Between raising 3 kids and meeting the demands of a daunting social schedule as a diplomat's wife, attending receptions and cocktail parties, hosting dinners for distinguished visitors, she frequently made time to write to her parents in Toronto. Reflecting her high spirits, intelligence, and loving nature, her letters convey the flavor of the local culture and provide clear-eyed insights into embassy politics and the demands of diplomatic life. Reading our mother's words as she wrote them has helped me revive and relive my own memories of her. To my brother and sister and me, she was a devoted, often demanding mother who wanted the best for us and from us. Her witty and keenly observant letters, handed down to my siblings and me by our maternal grandparents, reveal her in ways I was too young to appreciate at the time. Living a sometimes glamorous, often exhausting life in exotic Argentina, the only country she'd ever visited outside North America, and clearly savoring the novelty of it all. And yet this vibrant, radiant, resilient young woman didn't live to see her 25th birthday. No doubt others in my family would tell the story differently, but they didn't know our mother as Julie and Doug and I did, or care so deeply about what happened to her. They didn't hire investigators or seek out and read all the documents that came into our possession, both before and after our father's death. They didn't track down and interview physicians, lawyers, former household staff in Argentina, relatives, family friends, and scores of others who might have knowledge of what befell our mother. They didn't question our father face to face as we did, or witness his revealing reactions to the evidence we'd uncovered. They didn't fit pieces of the puzzle together until they formed an unmistakable pattern. This is the story told by that evidence. Since the story is a true one, I've used the real names of the people involved, except where otherwise indicated. In making every reasonable effort to protect those who are collateral to the main story, I have changed or omitted some names, and in some cases have changed other identifying details. 1. To Buenos Aires. It was March 1958. I was 7 years old and standing on the passenger deck of the SS Argentina. The enormous ship was berthed in the Hudson River at a terminal on the west side of Manhattan, awaiting departure to Buenos Aires. I'd never been on an ocean liner before. Everything was new to me. Seagulls screaming in the chilly gray sky, the smell of sea air, the frenzied whistles and shouting on the dock below. Policemen moved people away from the dock's edge. Stevedores stood by to remove the gangplank. From the terminal's observation deck, people were calling and waving farewell to the passengers around us. I could barely hear Mom's voice through all the noise. "Jeff, hang onto my belt with one hand and the rail with the other. You too, Doug," she told my 5-year-old brother. She was wearing a new belted coat. In her arms she held my 2-year-old sister, Julia, whom we mostly called Julie. From what I'd heard her say